there, welcome. My name is Emily Good, if you're new here. This is my Shining vlog. I finished it up a couple weeks ago and then I was editing the stuff last night and realized I never made an intro video. It was just kind of me bitching about Will buying an Xbox. So this is the intro. In this video, you will see how I react to my book being dropped in the bathtub. Spoiler, I end up driving an hour and 15 minutes the very next day because I was so invested in the book and none of my local bookstores had it, so I literally drove an hour and 15 minutes to Pittsburgh to get the same copy again because I'm a little bit of a lush. I really had so much fun actually making this vlog. It's a little bit chaotic, but it's filled with spoilers. And I just had so much fun reading the book and talking about the book. And I hope that you enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Definitely let me know if you've read it. And if you haven't, but you want to, I would not recommend watching this video because I spoil everything for you. So enjoy. Hi. So I did just pick up a TV. Will just got an Xbox and he had to have it. He's needed one for years and I kept saying no. And I finally allowed him to get one, and now of course we needed another TV. So that's what's going on there. I am waiting for a little coffee at Dunkin'. I'm by myself. Mom's day out to go pick up the TV and go to the grocery store, but whatever. I am going to be documenting me reading The Shining. I'm a little bit past page 50. I'm really enjoying the story so far. I can't believe how long it's taken me. It's really giving me the best kind of vibes because this is going to be totally spoilery. Okay, so don't watch if you have plans on reading The Shining, because I don't know how to do a reading vlog without spoiling things, because I just kind of like to talk about my experience with it. So spoilers. I really am I'm finding it super creepy, and I just can't even imagine how scary this book is going to get, because the son Danny's ability to like see things and the things that Jack has already done, like breaking his son's arms, and the fact that he's like sort of recovering, he is a recovering alcoholic, and they're about to make this big move to this really creepy hotel in the mountains. Like it's the scariest vibes. I'm really enjoying reading about Jack's wife Wendy and his like marital troubles. I'm really enjoying, Stephen King, sometimes his books are drawn out a little long, but he is a genius. He is a master. He's very good at making characters who are very real. And every time I'm reading a Stephen King book, I'm like, why do I always shy away from reading Stephen King? Like, I don't know why I do. I've read several of his books, so I'm not going to say that I haven't read any, but I don't know. I always just feel like they're like hard to read, but I enjoy them every single time pretty much. So I'm really excited. Will does work tonight, so I'm hoping to tire out the kids, and I hope that they go to bed early. I'm really hoping to get a lot of reading done. My goal was to read 100 pages every day. I keep like getting nauseous at night, so that hasn't happened. I like read maybe 20 and then I'm kind of like ready to just go to sleep and hope that I feel better. But I'm hoping tonight to get to read a lot of The Shining, and I will definitely be checking in. I don't think I've ever been this angry at my son. I needed to send him to his room with the door closed, which I almost never do, to avoid me impulsively being more tough than I would like to be with him. So let me tell you what happened. He dropped my book, my beautiful book that I'm now over 100 pages into because my daughter's taking a nap, so I have lots of reading time right now. He was just nicely watching TV. And then, I don't know if you have kids, but today's kids have so many options with what they get to watch. And when my daughter is napping, I allow him to watch whatever he wants so that I can have a minute. And he came into the bath where I was sitting, enjoying reading. And he needed for me to change the certain Hudson's Playground episode. So, like, just putting on Hudson's Playground and letting it play is not good. He needs specific episodes, and half the time, I don't know what he is asking for. So, I set down my book, which what I need to understand is that it's totally my fault. So this is kind of me also talking this out. But I just needed to share it in my The Shining reading vlog because my stunning copy, it was the most beautiful floppy paperback edition that I have had for years. I've never read it, but I've had it for years. And it was pushed into the bathtub because I left it on the edge so that I could very quickly find the right episode of Hudson's Playground that he wanted, and he got too overly excited, and I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because, number one, this stunning copy that I had that only cost $10. It cost $10 plus my 10% off that I get at Books A Million. But I kept thinking, like, oh my god, I am so happy with this version. Look, it's curling. I'm so happy with this version. I'm so happy with the floppiness of it. And I'm like, you know, like I said earlier, Will's working tonight, so I was just not wanting to leave the house. I just bought several new books on Amazon, so now I have to be excessive and go buy another book because I need the paperback. So this is me just being first world problems. I know that this is the most lame thing that I've ever maybe ever gotten upset about, other than like when I get mad that Will eats my leftovers. But like, I am devastated because now what we're gonna do is wake up my daughter and drive to the bookstore before they close so that I can still read tonight. Because it's not like I'm like 20 pages in. Now I'm like over 100. So now I really need to read it, and I have time right now to read. I have time. I have free time. I'm just sitting on my couch. Nobody's yelling at me. Nobody's telling me what to do. Nobody's asking me for a billion different things of food. And I'm just here with a sopping wet book. bookstores nearby have this edition. They have like the mass market, or they have the hardcover, and I really, I'm not gonna get those, because you know what? I will spend the entire reading experience angry because I kept thinking how stunning this cover is. I love the floppiness. It's not floppy anymore. And I'll just have my whole reading experience be upset by the fact I won't be able to let it go, basically, that my beautiful copy was ruined. So I called both of the local bookstores. They don't have them. So guess what I'm gonna do tomorrow? Amazon. I did try to go the Amazon route, but it wouldn't be here till Wednesday. It's Friday. So I'm 100 pages in. I'm invested. I need to know what's happening with Jack and his family. They just got to the Overlook Hotel, so stuff is just about to start happening. And I need to get a copy before Wednesday. Basically, plain and simple. So guess what silly me and my 2 babies are going to do tomorrow? We are going to drive an hour and 15 minutes to a Barnes & Noble, who said, oh yeah, we have lots of copies of that. I'm like, how do my local bookstores not have a regular paperback version of The Shining? It's spooky season. I don't get how you don't have it. Like, I felt silly even calling and asking, but I'm glad now that I did, because there would have been no part of me that thought that they didn't have a copy. But I just wanted to be safe. You know, I've made some mistakes before, and it's not going to happen. And neither of the bookstores had it. So we will be driving up to Pittsburgh tomorrow to get this same very copy. So I'm going to buy it for the second time. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this version. I might sound like a real lush right now, because I know that I can still read it. Like, I will be reading it tonight, like with this. But look at what the cover's doing. Look at it's ruined in my eyes, and I do hate being like that, because I do care about the environment and I do care about wasting things. But it's just gonna leave a sour taste in my mouth the entire reading experience if I were to keep this one or like at a mass market. I hate mass market, I really do. I also don't enjoy reading hardcover. This version was $9.99. I would like to get another one. I love the cover. I love the cover. I love the shininess. I love everything about it. I loved the floppiness that it once had to it. I swear I was in the back thinking like, oh my God, this cover is stunning. This book is stunning. Floppy paperback, my ultimate dream, floppy paperback. And I will rest now. I am just not even going to talk about it anymore, because I'm sure that you're sick of hearing about it. But I just needed this to be documented, because it's a major part of my The Shining reading experience. I am literally about to drive an hour and 15 minutes tomorrow to get another copy. So, happy Saturday. Okay, so I'm reading for the final night my waterlogged book, which is okay. I am getting over it. I have a little girl. Okay. I just wanted to quickly say, so like I said, I've read several Stephen King books, but it's been, I don't remember the last one that I read or when. Probably sometime last year. I honestly don't know. But I can't recall if any other of his books had so much spooky foreshadowing. I'm sure that they do. I'm sure. But I just like the way that this book can go in so many different scary directions. Like, they're at the Overlook now, and I'm loving the way that Danny like is talking to the cook, and the cook is trying to get him, kind of the strange kid, to go with him to Florida like for the winter time, because he knows that it's dangerous at this hotel. And like Wendy the mom can like see that there's something wrong, and like I don't know, like I feel bad for this kid cuz I don't know what the hell he's about to go to. So like I said, if you haven't read it, I mean this is just full of spoilers, but if you choose to keep watching, then so I'm just kind of talking through it. Um, so the Overlook Hotel, they're in Colorado, and they are basically up on a huge mountain, like especially in the wintertime, especially when the weather gets really bad. There's no way out of there. Like there is you are stranded. So Danny, the son, sort of has like a second sense that his parents kind of choose not to validate, basically. It scares them too much, so they try not to like pay attention to kind of what. But Danny has had a dream about this place and like the kind of end result of what's gonna happen, and it sounds scary. And this Danny kid doesn't tell his parents because he is a wonderful child. He is kind of telling himself like, okay, well some of these things don't happen. Some of these things that I see don't actually happen. But also like what I'm loving is, aside from the spookiness of it, this Danny child just genuinely loves his parents and wants them to be happy together. And he's seeing that this like potential job for his dad and his family, like moving to this hotel, like going out of civilization for, the winter time, so that his dad can like take care of this hotel while it's like closed up, basically. He is willing to try just so that his parents can be happy, even though he had this like vision of things going horribly wrong. So I don't know. I'm only 108 pages in, and there's like 700 pages, I feel like, or 600 or something like that. And I'm already like so freaked out. I'm like, but I am dying to know like what happens. I've never seen the Shining movie. I literally have no idea what I'm going into. I just know that like right now this is definitely the spookiest Stephen King that I've ever read. I did also, after the book fell in the water, I purchased the Audible. But I'm like, a part of me is like, I got it so that also like I can move along with the book and hopefully get it done like in less than a week. Just because I have so many really great books that I want to get to these next couple of months. But I'm like, I kind of don't want to listen because I'm just having such a good experience right now with reading. So like what I might do is like during the day, maybe listen while I'm doing dishes and things like that. Or like I have a minute, and then at nighttime pick up where I left off with the Audible, so that I'm still doing both. Cuz right now like I feel like I'm inhaling every detail. I feel like I'm seeing the foreshadowing. I'm seeing like the names, and I'm reading all the description, and I'm fully immersed in it, and I just don't want my experience with this to be messed up. I don't know if anybody else feels like this. I just feel like lately, I don't know, I just feel like listening to the books, I didn't used to be like this. Like I used to like really get into audiobooks, but like lately I it's been kind of tough. with the exception of the book that I'm listening to right now, which is Mary by Nat Cassidy, which that's not what this vlog is about, so I'm not going to talk about it very much, but I am really loving listening to that. And I'm almost done with that. So after I finish that up, I'm going to start listening to The Shining. And if I feel like it's messing up my experience with The Shining, then I'm just gonna stop it. But yeah, for right now, I am completely immersed in this book. I'm completely scared. I'm like, what is gonna happen to this family? Like, is somebody gonna, like, is somebody in this family gonna die? Like, is this child going to end up being the hero? Like, I know nothing. And I'm doing this vlog, and not that I need to explain it to you, but like, just kind of so I'm talking it out. I know that I am going to love watching my, like, as I was reading it vlog with Emily of New Moon, the trilogy. I loved, like, talking my way through that and being like, I wonder what's gonna happen, like, this is how I'm feeling. I loved that, and I'm excited to, like, rewatch it in years to come, like, as I continue to reread it. Like, I want to go back to my first experience with it, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. You know, I see these lovely vlogs that are very atmospheric and very, like, whatever, but for me, I'm like, I'm kind of loving, like, so it feels like sort of like a journal entry to me. Just like my personal experience with reading, like, different books. So that's kind of what this is for me. If you're not interested in that, I wouldn't watch anymore, but that's kind of what it is for me. So I hope you enjoy. Like I said, I'm on page 108, and I am just obsessed so far. And yeah. Okay, so we are outside of the Books A Million, and I think that, like, subconsciously I just wanted to come up here so that I could be at the Barnes & Noble. I'm happy that I have my book. I'm very excited to have it back, the exact same copy, so I'm very excited. But, you know, I'm almost happy. So I'm glad that I have to drive an hour and 15 minutes to get to this Barnes & Noble, because Books A Million is what's close to me, and I will tell you that I enjoy going to Books A Million, but literally Barnes & Noble is so superior to me. You go in, they have every single version of every single book, I feel like. I literally feel so anyways, so let me just show you. I'm glad that my boyfriend doesn't watch these videos, because I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to tell him what happened here, because I think he knew that was going to happen, and I was like, I'm just driving up there to get this one book. So yeah, I'm just going to show you. Okay, so here's my, let's just admire the floppiness. Let's just admire it. I'm so happy to have it back. I could cry. And I collect the Penguin Classics Deluxe editions, and I saw some versions in there that I have not seen on Amazon, and I got two. I only got two. I'm very excited about it. I got Emma by Jane Austen. So somebody recently commented that Pride and Prejudice is sort of, it's like overhyped almost. I will still eventually read it. I've tried to read it before, and I'm just like, it just kind of seems like people go into each other's houses. I'm sure that there's more to it than that. I know it's a beautiful work of art and everything like that, but somebody said that Emma is so much better, and I just love this. I love this version. It's a bunch of people dancing together. The yellow, I don't know if I have another yellow book on my bookshelf, but I love this. I love this. Of course, the little deckled or speckled edges. Okay, and then here is another one. So now I can unhaul the other version of this book that I have. So I really just did this as so I could unhaul a different book. On the Road by Jack Kerouac. This is so cool. I love the comic strip cover, and I have not seen this one. So Emma is on Amazon, but this is not. I have not seen this on there. It's just so cool to me. I love it. So that is my little book haul. And if you were wondering, so I watched a really great vlog. It was an end of the summer reading vlog. I can't remember her name right now. It's something Moon. I watched one of her vlogs and it was so stunning. I loved every part of it. She like films outside in front of trees, and she was saying that she got a couple of books free from Barnes & Noble due to their like rewards program or something. I just signed up. It was totally free. For like every $1 you spend, maybe you get like 5 points, or it's something. I honestly don't know the specifics. He explained it to me, but my brain, I just forget things. So it's free to sign up, and eventually I will have enough money to get some free books. So that's very exciting. Like I said, it was free to sign up. So if you haven't signed up for it yet, I recommend it. Okay, so not that I look stunning in any of my videos, but like I couldn't tell you the last time I wore makeup actually, but I have some time to sit down and talk about my thoughts, and so that's what I'm going to do. I just showered, so I'm doing 2 productive things in like the course of an hour, so yay me. I'm on page 284. I would have to say that this is my favorite Stephen King book I've ever read. I am all for everything going on. Literally everything going on, I am a fan of. I never knew what the book was about, but I am obsessed with the fact that it's a hotel, a haunted, spooky hotel. I don't know what's going on. There's just been some different developments with Jack going through like the basement type of area, going through like newspaper articles and like looking back through all the different owners and all the different things that's happened at the Overlook. And it was his friend, his like recovering alcoholic friend also, who got him the job. And we're just finding out that, hopefully you've read the book. I've already said that multiple times, but hopefully you've read the book because this is a major spoiler. So yeah, it's Al who got him the job at the Overlook, and I'm thinking that my guess is that Al is like the owner, and I'm thinking that he sent Jack there not as a friend, not trying to help him out as he's playing off that he did. I'm thinking that it's something a little bit more sinister, but that's just my what's the word? Conspiracy theory about Al. I think he's darker than we're thinking he is, especially with the call that just happened with him and Jack. So Jack is a writer. That's what his lifelong ambition is, and he's just recently, you know, with the drinking and everything, he's kind of run out of fuel, and he's just getting it back again. And he's inspired by this hotel. He's wanting to write about the different like histories of it and things like that. And I'm loving that aspect. I'm also really loving the son, Danny. He is young. I think he's 6. He's either 5 or 6. I honestly can't remember, even though King has written it 10,000 times. He's 5 or 6, and he has, is it called second sight? So like he knows things that are going on, things that aren't being said. He has these, okay, so I said it before that he has these dreams. He does not have dreams. He has a friend, an imaginary friend, Tony, who comes and shows him things that may or may not happen. I'm not entirely sure what Tony's role is going to be. I don't know if he's actually trying to help Danny out or if he's a bad thing. But I also like that Wendy is starting to kind of catch on to the fact that like Danny is able to know things that she has always kind of passed off as just like coincidental. So I'm loving where we're at right now. I haven't been bored one single time. Not one single time. You know, sometimes like with Stephen King books, like sometimes they're just so long and I'm like, oh my God, do I need all this freaking detail? And I don't feel like that at all with this book. I'm enjoying it. It's tough reading it at nighttime because like I said, Will is working midnight, so I'm here alone with the kids. So like I get up and I think I'm seeing things, or you know, at nighttime, like when I'm done reading, I think I'm seeing things, and I'm getting so hot right now. So my hair hasn't been brushed, so just whatever. Yeah, so it's been tough kind of reading it at nighttime, but I am very, very much enjoying it. I think that, like I said, I think that this might be my favorite Stephen King I've ever read. I did really enjoy The Green Mile, but I think I'm way more invested in The Shining than I was that. So I'm a happy camper right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna read a little bit. Stella's got her Moana on, and Roman is swimming with his Bing. So I am kind of free right now. So yeah, I'm gonna kick my feet up and I'm gonna read. Okay, well here's something annoying. So I generally watch Friends every night before I go to sleep, and I've been remembering that there's an episode of Friends where Joey and Rachel swap their favorite books, and Joey's favorite book is The Shining and Rachel's favorite book is Little Women. So Joey's gonna read Little Women, Rachel's gonna read The Shining. And I thought it was so much fun, like what Joey was saying, and I was like going to write it down in my notes about The Shining, like how awesome it is and everything. I'll have to go back and find it so that I can say it for my Shining wrap-up video. But I'm listening to it, and then suddenly Joey and Rachel, I totally forgot that they like ruined the books for each other. So Joey totally just spoiled the whole end of The Shining for me. I know exactly what's gonna happen. And I was like watching and I was like, shit, I did not want to know that. So I just got spoiled from a show that's like so old, and I'm kind of pissed, but I'm gonna keep reading. I am loving The Shining. It is absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite Stephen King book I've ever read. I find it to be the perfect horror, scary book. Like, I am getting scared by it, and I can't wait to finish it and like watch the movie and everything. But yeah, I had to say that. The Joey totally just spoiled the end for me. I feel like I'm gonna tear up. I'm to the part where Dick Hallerman is, Danny has called for him. Danny is in Colorado and Dick Hallerman is in Florida. And Danny met Dick at the hotel, and they both realized that they had The Shining. which is where you know things, you can hear things, you can like telepathically. You know, the Shining that Danny has. So Danny's in trouble in the Overlook in Colorado, and Dick is living his best life in Florida. He's 60, over 60 now, enjoying the sun. He has some money, got some savings, has a car, is living pleasantly. But Danny has called for him, and he is about to drop everything to go and help Danny if he can. And I just like, I've only seen Dick a few times in this book. We only met him briefly, but it is beautiful the way that he is written, the way that he is connected to Danny and Danny's dad, Jack. I kind of hate him. I think he's terrible. I understand that he's got his shit. He has his things that he's dealing with. But I hate his actions. I hate the way he talks to Wendy. I hate the way he talks to Danny. I hate the things that he's done. I hate the thoughts that he has. So many different things. And Dick is about to, I don't know what's going to happen because he has a premonition that he's going to die. So I don't know how it's going to end. But I just got choked up reading about Dick making the decision to go to Danny. So I just had to pause and talk about it. Okay, so I finished The Shining last night. I don't know, I was thinking that there were like over 700 pages, but there weren't. So I finished it earlier than I thought that I would, which was a pleasant surprise. I absolutely, without a doubt, enjoyed the reading experience. I enjoyed everything about it. It was so terrifying. I loved the reading experience. I loved the book. I have never been so terrified while reading a book in my 31 years of life. Saying that, I was very relieved to finish it just because it was so scary. Like I said, Will's on midnights right now, which is not common. But of course, it was when Will was on midnights that I decided to start reading The Shining until midnight every night. And every night without fail, like I would make sure before I started reading to go pee. Just, you know, I'm pregnant, and so I have to pee all the time. So I would very specifically go to the bathroom, and my last 2 nights of reading, I caught on to leave the lights on because I am telling you, I would hear noises every night, and every night while I was reading, I was like, oh my God, I think somebody's gonna come in this room. I like literally as an adult grown woman, I was thinking that. I felt like a little kid reading a story that I'm not supposed to be and getting terrified of it. I remember my mom has never been a fan of horror or thrillers, and like I would try to push through them when I was younger. And then I would like run into her bed like screaming and crying in the middle of the night, and she was like, that is why I choose not to watch those. You should not be watching those if they have that type of effect on you. And I kept her like thinking of that the whole time I was reading it. It's like, if I am literally this terrified, why do I consider myself to be a horror lover? I guess I like to be scared sometimes, but I loved it. I loved the way that Dick came. I loved that he was able to make it. I feel a little bit bad about what I said about Jack because I didn't love him as a character, but at the end when like he like told Danny to run, I really appreciated that. And, you know, it was just simply that he got by the Overlook. I mean, I loved the way that the hotel would just come to life. It was so terrifying to me. It was terrifying, but it was realistic. Like, it was believable. I could believe everything that was happening. And I was like, I can't believe that I stay in hotels all the time and I love them. And it's like, what if other hotels have had these types of experiences? Like, you never know what type of hotel or what's happened in the room that you're staying in. So it just brought up all kinds of stuff in me. But I enjoyed the reading experience so much. I will be making The Shining review video for people who haven't read it and don't want to be spoiled by everything. But if you got to the end, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your experience was with The Shining. I found it to be terrifying. Scariest book I've ever read. I will read it again sometime in my lifetime. I am glad to have it, and I just really enjoyed it. But I'm glad to be done. All right, take care. Bye.